Hello everyone, I am Tanya June Moore here at the Sedona International Film Festival, and I am blessed to be here with another wonderful filmmaker. His name is Phil Connell with Kissing Drew, a narrative short that's 8 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So you get the whole story in 8 minutes.
8:28.
8:28, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So we'll go to the fun questions later, but tell me a little bit about Kissing Drew. Give me the plot and what's happening.
Sure. So the sort of the one-liner is it's about a kid who's confused about his sexuality, and he is secretly fantasizing about another boy in his class who's bullying him. Yeah.
Which seems to be an underlying theme in the lesbian and gay community.
Bullying, yeah. There's been a lot about bullying in the last 2 years. I mean, there's just been so many stories about kids and suicide and all sorts of stuff.
Well, and also the psychology of it, because typically when you find the person who's doing the bullying, they're already confused about something, and many times it is about their sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And is that how you...
So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because in the movie, one of the questions I always get in the Q&As, well, I shouldn't say I always get, but one of the questions that sometimes people are sort of nervous to ask is like, so is it, you know, there's basically two boys, James the protagonist and Drew the antagonist, and they'll often ask, which one is gay, you know, because there's some ambiguity in the way the story is told and the way things happen between the two boys. I mean, the one-line summary I gave you is the plot, but you know, there's definitely a lot left for interpretation as far as which one is, you know, is the bully bullying the other kid because he has a thing for him, and is the protagonist fantasizing about Drew because Drew is bullying him. So there's, you know, they're tied together like the, you know, I've actually, a new piece of creative I've, like, you know, now that I've got a bunch of festival laurels to throw up that I've got, putting together as a, you know, the sort of tagline is a bully fantasy, you know, because it's like, you know, sexuality and bullying aren't necessarily separate things, or not necessarily you know, people aren't necessarily just bullied because of their sexuality. It can be wrapped up in the bullying behavior itself. So it's a little about all of those things, and yeah.
Did you write this?
I wrote it, yeah. I wrote it and directed it.
How long did it take you? I mean...
Yeah, so it's interesting because it started off, the story actually started off, sorry, I'll answer your question, how long did it take? I think I wrote, you know, from the time I wrote the script to the time I outputted the final movie was probably about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years.
Did you feel a personal connection? I mean, writing something like this to me, and I'm married to a writer, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Is intense.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't seem like it's an easy subject.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to say that it was really intense. You know, I think the experiences that you know, probably gave me the, you know, wisdom to be able to come up with it were intense. The writing process wasn't super intense. The story became more layered and layered as I kind of developed the script. Like, it started off as just a story about that sort of weird phenomenon of, you know, crushing on somebody who's treating you like crap. And then from there it became about, okay, well, what would the backstory be between these two boys? And I integrated some kind of, you know, hetero, homoerotic stuff that happens in locker rooms, you know, between 13-year-old boys. And then, so that made it more complicated. And then, you know, and then ultimately it became a movie about, you know, I won't give any spoilers, but, you know, this kid has to choose whether to sort of, you know, out himself or to get back at the bully. So he's kind of like, you know, it's a toss-up between kind of regaining his dignity, as it were, with the bully versus, you know, actually giving in to the sort of feelings that he's having for him. So,
so you worked with 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
That's a really tough age for any kid, really, but boys in general. How did you cast this?
Mm-hmm.
How was it working with these young men? I mean, this is...
Yeah, it was tough, and I was really worried about it because it's like, okay, I need 13-year-olds who are going through all of this stuff, you know, their own version of whatever they're dealing with, and then I need them to play in a movie, you know, going through this stuff. So yeah, I was worried about it, and I did see a lot of kids. I basically was just looking for you know, kids who could bring to bear the authentic performance, who understood the script and who were professional enough to be able to carry off some of the riskier parts of it. And I did have to see a lot of boys. Ultimately, I didn't have my protagonist, the kid who plays James, who's a wonderful actor named Eden Ocean Sanders.
Ooh, what a good name.
Yeah,
I like
Eden
it.
Ocean Sanders. And Ben Hargraves plays Drew. I didn't have Eden until 3 days before we went to camera. Like we kept seeing more kids, and I kept being like, no, we haven't seen him, no, we haven't seen him. And every boy that came in, the first thing I said, well, actually, that gives away a spoiler, but there's some sexual, you know, there's contact between these two boys, and I had to say, you know, are you comfortable? Have you read the whole script? Are you comfortable with it? You know, a lot of these kids kind of read the sides because I wasn't making them do that part in the script or in the audition, and they would say, oh yeah, sure, you know. But I could sort of tell, you know, so that was a huge screener right there. Like, have you read the script? Are you comfortable? Are you willing to do it? And these two kids were, you know, I'm an actor and that's what I do, anything for the script. You know, I love it, you know, so.
Wow, professionalism.
So once you kind of got that, then it was like, oh, okay, these kids are willing to work through this. But it was still challenging on set, you know, but they were great, you know.
So this isn't your first film festival with this film?
No.
Has it been received really well other places?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. I mean, it's kind of got an ambiguous ending, so, you know, it's not the kind of thing that everyone stands up and, you know, cheers, or, you know, but there's always people coming and asking really thoughtful questions about it. Always the kids and how did you work with them is always a common theme, but also just like the themes of the movie
and what's happening.
And the poignancy of it, you know, and the timeliness, and especially what's going on in Phoenix, you know, what's going on in Arizona
Absolutely.
right now with all of this kind of uproar of the recent legislation. So it was kind of a bit timely, you know, and it's playing in front of I Am Divine, which is an awesome movie about, you know, this crazy drag queen, you know.
Yes, who has been an icon in the community for, I mean, 40 years now. Like,
yeah.
She's not new.
No. So it's
so
an awesome
congratulations on the pairing.
Yeah, it's awesome because it's like, you know, you've got like this adolescent sort of story of what it's like to grow up, and in the documentary about Divine, they cover, you know, that part of his life. You know, he was bullied and he was wrestling with his sexuality, and when did he come out and how did he deal with that? So it kind of really ties in, which is really nice. You know, it's really cool. So it's the first time it's played in front of a feature versus part of a shorts program, which is also awesome, but it's just a different
It's a different feel, and it's already played once here.
It's played earlier today, and it's playing again on Friday at the Mary D. Fisher at 6 o'clock.
Wow, the Mary D. Fisher, that's
so it's playing at 6 p.m. on Friday.
In front of I Am Divine.
In front of I Am Divine as well. Yeah, which...
Is there a website? Is there a place they can see the trailer? Are you taking this to schools? I mean, what's going on in the future?
Yeah, so the film is represented in... So I'm a Canadian, it's a Canadian film. It's represented by a Canadian distribution house that has a particular sort of niche in LGBT cinema. So right now they're focusing on festivals. Mm-hmm. So it's actually, you know, sort of getting ready to circle the LGBT circuit. So it's playing in London at the BFI LGBT Festival next month, and it's playing in France the month after. But trailer-wise, yes, for the website, yeah. So the website is my name, philipjconnell.com, and there's a trailer there.
Can you spell it so
yes,
they get it right?
Philip is Philip with one L, Philip, JConnell.com. Yeah. And if you search Kissing Drew, I'm pretty sure it pops up as well.
Okay,
yeah.
And on to just a quick fun stuff. Yeah. What do you think about Sedona? Have you been here before?
Oh my God, I've never been here before, and it's glorious. I've only been here for about 24 hours, not even 24 hours, so I'm like dying to like sort of just get out and be there, but I'm coming from, you know, negative 15 degrees Celsius in Toronto, so it's really nice to be here and, you know, 20 degrees
And are you here for the whole week?
I'm here till Monday, yeah.
Oh, well,
so I'm enjoying it. I'm looking
out
forward to meeting Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, she's
got to pitch her my feature idea.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a role for her. If you're watching, Susan, come talk to me.
We will, we'll definitely be interviewing her tomorrow.
Oh yeah? Cool.
Yes, I think it's tomorrow as she's on the schedule. So
nice.
Please tune in for that. Of course, that's the big draw. Thanks for, joining us and enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you.
Say goodbye to everybody
Bye
out there.
Everybody. Thank you for watching and for coming to the film on Friday.